even gone as far as to go and see about getting lap band surgery. And I went to the doctors, the specialist, and because I had a horse riding accident as a child with a ruptured spleen, there was scar tissue, and they said, no, you can't do it. And then just after that, I heard about this lap band hypnosis, and I thought, oh, it's like a sign. You know, I wasn't destined to go and do that. And I know people who have had, my sister's got the lap band, and she's really sorry that she didn't know about theirs. So this way is just natural, and you just feel good. It's so easy. You don't feel at all like you're on a diet, and you don't feel deprived or restricted or anything. So it's just fantastic.
Can you explain a little bit about how you resist the temptation with your friends and how they respond to that?
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, my friends have actually been pretty good. The only thing is when they said, how have you lost all that weight, for those who haven't seen me? And I said, well, actually, I had hypnosis. It's a hypnotic lap band. And they sort of, you know, like, how on earth does that work? But now they see that it does work. And but the friends are good, and I find it's easier to, if we go out for dinner or something, I'm really happy to make a dessert and do it very elaborate and put a lot of time into it. And that's what I really like doing. And I take it, and I just have a little tiny piece, but I'm not sort of looking to have more. But I don't have the sweets at home. But before I would have had them all the time. But now it's not like I'm thinking, I can't have them at home. I just don't want them. It's wonderful. It's like someone's switched a light. And it's just fabulous. So I'm an absolute convert to it. I absolutely believe in it. It's just wonderful. Because it's, I think, as long as you're feeling, I really want to have some cake or some chocolate, but I can't because I'm going to Weight Watchers. It just doesn't work. But with this, you can have a little piece. And I know I tested myself eventually when I was brave enough. From my husband's family sent some chocolate over, and they know for decades they knew that this chocolate for me is irresistible. And they said, great big family block for me, and it's the one that no one else eats, but I love it. They know. And I had 2 squares, and I thought, this is another test. So will I just then say, rip up with one? But I didn't. I just had 2 pieces, and then I wrapped it up, put it in the fridge, and I think maybe my husband ate the rest. But I would have had it if I wanted it, but just a little bit was enough. It was just enough. Yeah. So it's fabulous. I can't thank you enough. I think it's wonderful. So if you've got any questions, fire away. But it's definitely the best thing as far as I'm concerned for. And it's permanent too. You don't think, oh, I'm going to backslide. It just doesn't happen. It's lovely, and it's not like I've watched my sister with the lap band, and then if she eats the wrong thing, she rushes off to the toilet and she's sick. This way it's just totally natural, and it just really does work. So that's that.
Did you find it easy from the start?
Yes, yeah. And Sass will give you little techniques of what to do, and it's easy. And also with your mind, like I thought, my husband's a bit of a feeder and he likes to cook, so I thought sometimes unwittingly he can sort of cook all these things, but when you're quite in that mind and you say, no, I don't want that, what I want is this is what we're going to have, that's what you have. And no one will be able to persuade you or tempt you, because really you really don't want it, and then you're just fine. So it worked right from the start. It just goes, for me it's just been steady. It hasn't been like 5 kilos in a week or anything like that. It's just steady, and that sort of suits me.
Can I ask how you heard about SAS?
SAS, I heard from my sister who had the lap band surgery, who was so cross because she had this surgery, and she said, well, because I had said to her, look, I can't have that because the doctor said there's too much scar tissue and he didn't want to dig around and cause any problems. And then just within sort of a week or so, I think I heard about something on the internet or on television or something. Yeah, but she heard something too, and we were talking about it, and then I just typed in hypnotic lap band and SAS came up. So that's how, and I didn't have any hesitation. I thought, right. And also I was very sure it would work because I had been a smoker years ago and I'd gone to a doctor to stop smoking. And I only had to go once, and I'd been a big smoker and I stopped and never wanted another cigarette. So I was sort of in the mindset that I knew it would work, and it really just does. It's extraordinary. It just, even when I talk to people, I can see them looking like, this can't be right, but it really does work.
Do you live locally or have you travelled the distance?
Well, I'm in St Kilda.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if you call that local, but yeah, not far away.
Across the bay.
Across the bay, yes. Yeah.
In the rowing boat.
Yeah, across the bay. But, and having, we're in St Kilda, so at one stage too, we were renovating where we were, so for about 6 weeks we went out for dinner every night. But even so, I just chose what I knew would be fun, and I still kept losing the weight, so it still sort of worked. It did work. So yeah, I can absolutely recommend it. But listening to the tape at home is wonderful. And if you haven't had hypnosis before, I love it. I just love it. It's really, you just feel so relaxed. It's just, you sort of at first you think, oh, nothing much is happening here. And then all of a sudden you just go into a really relaxed state.
And did you find the exercise, did you pick the exercise up really quickly?
Yes, I have. And it's even sort of, you're not even aware of it, because you get up and say from St Kilda, I had to do something in South Melbourne, and I thought, oh, I'll just walk up to South Melbourne. Well, it's only a few kilometres, but walking there and back, and before I wouldn't have considered it. I would have got the car or taken the tram. So without being aware of it, you actually start doing it and then think, oh, I'm doing a lot more than what I expected.
Right.
So you actually just do it without having to think, oh, well, I've been told I really need to exercise. You just actually just sort of want to do that. So, and you just, of course, start to feel better.
And can I ask, did you find if you had any sort of old patterns come up, like eating, your parents saying you eat everything?
Not wasting food.
Yeah.
That's it. In fact, that's even now, I was talking with Sass about that today. I have a real problem with just with throwing food away, but it's just, I did it the other night. I was away for the weekend, and we were at a pub and it was a really big meal, and I was quite happy to leave some of it, which I thought, that's a bit of a breakthrough, because I had been ordering smaller portions and no rice and no chips, because really all that sort of stuff, once you don't have it once, you find you really don't need it. You're not sort of craving to have the big bag of little cider chips and things. So you're not really sort of wanting that. But that thing about wasting food has been my hardest thing for me. And it just comes from childhood.